you're playing steady bass blues in a key like E or A, one of the best things you can do to make things more interesting is add some bass runs into the mix. But the tricky thing is knowing which bass notes can you play and where do you put them. That's what we're going to talk about in today's lesson. So when I say a bass run, what I really mean is moving the bass off of the root of the chord you're on to travel to the next root you're about to play. So if you're in E and you're going to a B chord, like that. So on beats 1 and 2, you're still playing the root E. On beat 3, you go to the third of E. On beat 4, you play the fourth as you walk up to the new root, B7. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you're on the 5 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right, so here's the B root, and we're going to an A chord. So we played twice on the B itself, then go down to the 5th of B, so another chord tone, and then the note that will connect you up to the new root, which is A. So beats 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now if you're sitting on an A chord, you want to create some motion, you can still put it on beats 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's a way you could do it, playing the A root twice, then going down to the 5th of A, again, a chord tone for beat 3, and then a stepping note to get you back up to the root. 1, 2, 3. In this case, the 6th of A and back. You could also try flat 7. And then if you're trying to get from A back to E, 1, 2, 3, 4. You could basically imagine that you're walking from the A, again on beats 1 and 2, we stay on the A, and then a half step, and then another half step. Basically we're going to B, an imaginary B chord for that last beat, beat 4. So this is our connecting note, gets us to B, and then we're back to E. So just to walk through those first few chords together, starting on E, going up to the 3rd, the 4th, and then we're on B7, playing the 5th and the 6th of B, and then A, down to the 5th and the 6th, twice more on A sharp, and B, and back to E, like that. Of course, the tricky thing is, can you reach those bass notes while you're doing a melody or blues licks on top? If you're trying to play a specific melody, then that can be a little challenging, right? So if we're playing, in this case, for the opening of this lesson, I played Key to the Highway. So I had, now I'm right here in this position so I can get my bass notes. They clash a little bit with the melody, but if it goes by fast enough, you can probably get away with it. Now here's my walk up to the A chord. Now I've got to get up here for the melody. I'm not really in a position to go down. I mean, I could use the open E, and I could try to reach for this, but that sounds a little wonky. So you could just do 2 beats of A, 2 beats of E, since you're sitting on the A chord. And it sounds pretty good. And then here's the walk up to the B, and then we're back to E again. Here I could go again, same rule. I'm going from B to E, so I could do twice on the root, then once to the 5th, and back to the root. So it basically works with a couple of little tweaks. And then you could use that bass line that we created as the underpinning for any soloing that you want to do. So again, start off with the steady bass. And then think on beats 3 and 4, how can I position myself to get to the next root? So if you're on E, go to a chord tone, play the note that lies between the chord tone and the root you're on your way to. Same thing for B. Here's twice on B, go to a chord tone, that's the 5th. And here's the scale step that connects you up to the new root here. On A, twice on A, go to the 5th, play a scale step that is on its way back to the root. Here, we're thinking that the next place is really a B. So a chromatic move up to this momentary B7 chord, and then we're back to E, walking up to B, over the 5th and back, and then here's the turnaround. So this is one of the many ways that you can take the basic skeleton of a tune, just the melody and the bass, and slowly develop it into something that sounds more realized and more complete. In my membership this month, in the Fingerstyle 5, we're learning the tune Key to the Highway, which I've been playing just now, and adding in these bass lines is one of the steps to take, along with adding in double stops and chord shapes and slides and hammer-ons. Each one of those is a little level that you can add to the tune to slowly build it out. You don't have to start with the most complicated version of the tune. You can start with a really skeletal version of it and then slowly add in these different elements so that you end up with a very realized sounding song. If that's a process you'd like to learn how to do, check out the Fingerstyle 5 over at fretboardconfidential.com. And of course, if you've got a question about today's lesson, please leave it for me down below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.